Hi everyone, TRGG here with another video, and as promised, I'm going to talk about BlizzCon 2018 and going over some of the information we got concerning World of Warcraft, Battle for Azeroth. I'm going to talk about Classic WoW in another video, and I will go over the things I personally found to be the most interesting concerning content, new features, and what's coming in future patches 8.1, 8.1.5, 8.2, and 8.2.5. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more WoW content. Okay, let's jump into the video. Most of you guys already know most of the things that were announced during patch 8.1, Tides of Vengeance, which will be released on the 11th of December. Of course, as a Mythic Raider, my favorite features about Tides of Vengeance are obviously the 2 new raids that will be live when patch 8.1.5 hits the servers, which will most likely be somewhere in January. I'm really excited for the 2 new raids, especially for the Battle of Dazar'alor. Wow, that title is hard to pronounce. Really, props to Blizzard for trying something new this raid. In total, the new raid will have 9 bosses. Personally, I really like the theme and the fact that it will feel like an outdoor raid, kind of in the same way as Siege of Orgrimmar did back in the day. I also like the change of scenery, which will feel like a breath of fresh air after finishing Uldir. I'm a big fan of them trying to continue faction identity with a raid that will be different depending on whether you play Horde or you play Alliance. So you will be able to get your hands on 6 new bosses, and about 3 bosses will be accessible through the eyes of the other faction. Although I'm still not sure how this part will work. I've read something about scouts, and that way we'll be getting access to the 3 other unique bosses by gathering information on their movement. Nevertheless, I do find it interesting that the Horde and the Alliance will have a different kind of playthrough. The Horde will work their way down the pyramid and to the docks, and of course the Alliance will work their way up the pyramid. At the end of the day, I do find this a really cool concept. Okay, let's go over the second raid that will be coming in patch 8.1.5 called Crucible of Storms, where we will uncover the dark secrets hidden beneath Stormsong. Now, compared to the Battle of Dazar'alor, we do not have as much information on this 2-boss raid instance, but what we do know is that it will be released after the Battle of Dazar'alor, and it will come with some new quests and supporting content. That's why I kind of feel like playing the other faction can be really helpful, purely and solely for the lore in Battle for Azeroth, as it will help with the immersion where we're getting our hands on these new raids. Same goes for the Battle of Dazar'alor. Besides the 2 new raids coming in Tides of Vengeance, I'm also really excited for the next part of our war campaign and how the story will evolve and progress around Saurfang, Tyrant, and Vol'jin. I'm also looking forward to all of the vendors and the new, better and more interesting Azerite trade gear pieces. I'm crossing my fingers for that one. So yeah, quick recap for Tides of Vengeance. I'm excited for the new vendors that will be coming, the new Azerite traits, and the 2 new raids coming soon in Tides of Vengeance. Next, let's jump into the biggest announcement for BFA and probably one of the main reasons to resubscribe in the future, patch 8.2 known as Rise of Azshara. Of course, my favorite new features about this patch is, like most people, the 2 new land masses that we will be able to explore, called Nazjatar and Mechagon. I'm always excited for new zones, quests, foes, and friendly characters. Let's start with what we know about the new zone Nazjatar, with the Nagas. It looks pretty cool, and I'm really happy that it's not a complete underwater zone. I don't like underwater combat that much, but to be honest, it does look well put together, and finally we do get new things to explore. So as always, in the 8.2 version, the 2 new landmasses will be available, and as always in the 8.2.5 version, we will get access to the 3rd big raid, which will be called Azshara's Eternal Throne. And yes, it will have 1 underwater boss. Fuck. And of course, Queen Azshara will be the end boss of this 8-boss raid instance. Next, we have the other new zone called Mechagon, where we don't have as much information on. We, for example, didn't get to see a map like we did with the Nazjatar zone, Narjatan zone, excuse me. The new Mechagon zone is locked behind a giant portal located at the Rusted Vault within Tiragard Sound. When the 8.2 patch Rise of Azshara goes live, that gate will finally open, which will lead to Mechagon, the capital of these new robot-looking mecha gnomes, ruled by King Mechagon. That's like so many mecha, whatever you want to call it. You will be able to defeat King Mechagon in a 8-boss Karazhan-like dungeon that will be mythic difficulty only. But of course, like Karazhan in Legion, this mega dungeon will also at some point become available in Mythic Plus and will probably, like Karazhan, be split into 2 separate 4-boss Mythic Plus dungeons. And last but not least, I'm also excited in how Battle for Azeroth is going to progress story-wise in patch 8.2, where in Rise of Azshara we will get stories focusing on Sylvanas, Saurfang, Jaina, Anduin, and Magni. Those are all of my favorite features that were announced during BlizzCon concerning the future of Battle for Azeroth and what we can expect in future patches. My next video will be about Classic WoW because I did buy a BlizzCon ticket, so I got my hands on the Classic WoW demo. Please let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite features are that were announced during BlizzCon in terms of Battle for Azeroth. And that is again all for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more WoW content. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.